think the way I see that, this two part. One thing I see this AI will gonna make more impact on consumer, but it's gonna make less impact on the customer side. So when it comes to the, I think eventually what would happen, especially in the consumer side, the AI would become kind of part of the lifestyle that you won't be even thinking about AI anymore because it becomes so naturally embedded within your lifestyle, within your day-to-day activities that you won't consider I'm doing AI. This is just become a natural thing. I think this is where it's going to fade into that this become your lifestyle. But it's definitely going to make a huge impact on how you do things. I'm referring to the consumer side, how they search, how they behave, how they react, how they buy and sell things. It will definitely make a huge impact. And well, customer side, not that much.
Welcome back to Founders in the Field, the show where I go behind the scenes with agency leaders, consultants, and creative founders to show you how they're building, scaling, and staying sane in the trenches. I'm your host, Stefan Bradley, and today's guest is Qamar Raman, founder of Q Online. How you doing, Kumar?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Let's dive straight in. For people who don't know your story, take us right back to the start of your journey, what made you start your own business, and give us an overview of what your role looks like today inside Q Online.
Sure. So really, if I start the marketing background, it started during my school days. I always wanted to do marketing, so that was always my ambition. But it's really started. I done my MBA in marketing, media and marketing from UEL London, and during that time, I started applying role, and luckily I got a job in digital marketing agency in London. And I think this is where the digital marketing background started. When I started, Google was fairly new. Search engines, we have lots of other search engines as well. But that's where I started learning without even really understanding the digital marketing. So my first role was predominantly about SEO. And that's where I spent about 4 years in the digital marketing. And then I moved on to in-house role to another area in Dunstable. They were a leading customer experience consultancy in UK and US, and I was leading their marketing strategy, and I was their head of the marketing, and I was looking after all kinds of the marketing mix and marketing channels to help them to sell their consultancy services, their books, their events, and spent 2 years there, and then moved back to London again, and I joined another leading publishing company in central London, where they have such an amazing magazine titles from Auto Express, Evo to Men's Fitness to Maxim. So again, I was leading their online marketing team. So taking care of from strategy to executing their social SEO, all of those areas. So again, I spent about 2 years, and then my last role was within the Auto Trader. So again, I led that brand for 4 years, again mostly within the SEO part. So when I joined, the website was fairly new. It was more, as you know, Auto Trader was very much a magazine. And when I joined, the website was really 3-4 months old. So we took over, and then that's where I started working. And I spent 4 years there. It became a crazy, amazing, huge success, as you know, these days. Auto Trader is like a Google in the car dealership industry. So spent 4 years there, and that's where the time was, okay, that's the time I need to now go back to my dream, which is setting up my own marketing business. So I set up the Q Online. And the way this name come from is that everyone struggled to pronounce my name. So my old colleagues and friends started calling me Q, and this is where they started the Q Online. So yeah, when we started, the agency was predominantly doing the SEO because lots of company people, the clients, they knew me from that perspective, so they came to me for SEO. But slowly we started growing. I hired this social, I hired the website. So now we are 11 years old agency, and we do everything within the SEO. We got social media, we got content creation, we got the web design development, we got content marketing, we do the B2B LinkedIn marketing. So we kind of full service marketing agency now. So coming back to the second part, my role within the Q Online is, so obviously I'm leading the agency, so I'm from building the new talents to coming up with the strategy for our clients. I do accounts management to a number of key clients. So I look after their role, and of course bringing the new technology within the business, taking care of the team. So I'm leading really all the areas. I don't mind going housekeeping to really to top level strategy building, looking after the clients. So that's my role at the moment.
And how has your role changed from when you first started Q Online to now? Was you more when you started more like in the weeds and now you've kind of like stepped back a little bit and do more of an overall role, or was you like a specialist? Was you when you first started, was you specializing in one?
Yeah, so when I started, so as I said, my specialty was the SEO and the Google Ads and to some extent the user experience building. So when I started, this is where I specialize, and I still specialize in these areas, but of course, I now have experience in other areas as well. So agency was more experienced or specialist within the SEO part. But no, I'm not doing SEO. I'm not doing all of. I got a team around that look after those things. So I oversee the business. I oversee the clients. I oversee the strategy. I build in the R&D part. I take care of the innovations and the technology and AI, all those trends happening, try to bring those to the team. So this is where I really help. But yeah, my main role is to oversee all the operations and helping and giving the support to the team. So
And do you enjoy that more? Because I speak to lots of different founders where some people enjoy it more taking the more of the, senior role and actually, looking over lots of different areas, or some people actually prefer the craft of doing it. Which one would you say you prefer?
yeah, no, I prefer leading it. I prefer letting the team do the work. I enjoy, I mean, yeah, to be honest, but because I've done the SEO for so long, you have the bad habit, you still go back and say, hey, let me do it, show you how to do it. And but yeah, that you do these things. But as I said, I do enjoy leading and in helping the team and letting them do the work and leave them alone and they do the work and I give them the support in terms of direction and training, developing. So I rather like to delegate.
And you've definitely cut your teeth before starting your own agency. You've cut your teeth in some major roles. Do you know what I mean? Like some, auto trader, so then going overseas and working. So you've definitely built up. You did it not saying that the right or wrong way, but you did it definitely an efficient way to go and work your way up into these different big, massive brands. To really learn your trade to then before starting your business.
100%. 100%. You're right. I mean, even if you think about it, my first role in the marketing agency, I spent 2 years in just link building. So now I talk to my SEO team that we don't want to do link building, is boring. Yes, I know, but it's the most important part is you need to do that. So everyone, but yeah, I learned from that very basic to all the way here. And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and also then you can always say that when you ask some member of your team to do anything, you can always say you're never asking them something that you haven't done before. Do you know? So
Yeah,
you never,
exactly.
you can always lean back on the fact that I've had to do this. Do you know what I mean? And it is important, even though at the time when you first did it, you might have been thinking this is boring. Do you know what I mean? But now after going through it, you're there. Like now you own your own agency. You know how important each and every different role is.
Yeah, 100%. I think yeah, that's where I'm really blessed that I have practical experience within all of those areas. I'm happy to support and I'm in a position to support the team. So yeah, absolutely.
So, Q, now we've got some background about, how you started in the workplace almost and then to, actually running your own business. Let's go now on to operations. So, could you walk me through how you're currently delivering for clients sort of day to day?
Yeah, if you look at the structure we have, so we got the account managers to look after the clients, but we offer social media. I mean, most of the clients that we work with, we look after their whole marketing rather than one a bit. We try to sell more the whole solution rather than one or two bits, like just SEO or just social media, because we are building ourselves as a lead generation agency, as a conversions led agency. So everything we do, we tell our clients, it's not about growing ranking, traffic, followers, or awareness. It's about what is the core value for your business, and we try to bring you that value. So this is why we create a solution and we deliver that. So yeah, so in terms of the managing the expectation, we make sure we follow all the marketing channels, whatever is aligned with the client's business, their goals and their industries. And then of course we try to get the results that they need.
So, is that obviously website, social media, and SEO?
SEO.
Is that do you run pay per click ads as well? I think from I've read.
100%. Yeah, we do Google Ads and we do social media ads. We do organic social media. We do Google Ads. We do outreach for our clients. So absolutely, depending on the B2B or B2C. But yeah, we do all of these areas.
And like the day-to-day running of that for clients, is that sort of, is it dependent on how many people you have working for you, depending on how much clients you can take on? For example, if you took on 5 new clients, would it hinder you? Would it make a difference? Would you have to hire more people the more clients you take on, or do you have like a system worked out where that is not dependent on how many people you have working for you?
No, so we have really spend lots of time in creating a structure and a system within the business. So if the new clients come on the board, my team straight away know what needs to be done. So they would get on and they will be happy to deliver the work, and they know what to do. We've done lots of SOPs, we created an amazing structure. So if we get 5 new clients, we're not in trouble. We don't need to add resource. As we speak, we can manage that. Our system would be able to manage that. So yeah, absolutely. We have the system, we have the foundation, we have the expertise to look after the new edition clients. We also, as I said, we constantly reaching new business, new leads, and we have kind of a plan that over the next 3 months, how many clients we need to bring in, and we already plan our resources. We know, let's say if we get 10 new clients in the next 3 months, what needs to happen. So we already expanding the system accordingly. One other thing we mentioned earlier is the AI system as an example that's going to outreach. So we're creating a system already like that, where it's going to help us to find the leads, but also we're creating a system that's going to manage the whole growth process. So yeah.
Well, that leads me nicely onto my next question, where, if anywhere, have you tried using AI inside your business before? I know you've just mentioned, about the outreach. Can we unpack that a little more and speak maybe if there's anywhere else that you have implemented AI?
Yeah. So one of the things that I personally try to bring into the culture of the team, we should not be following the trend all the time, but there are core part of the marketing that would always stay and that would never change. Is for example the content, the customer behavior, user behavior, all of those things. We need to understand the customer needs. These things will never change, and you need to connect with these customers with their needs, with their behavior. But yes, obviously the AI is still making an impact. I think the biggest area is making an impact for us is the visual creative content like videos and images. That's where we're using the most. Our copywriters use Claude to some extent, ChatGPT, but only to get research. We got some traditional experienced copywriters to do that, and we want to focus on that kind of the content intentionally. The other areas where how we're using AI in a complete honesty, that we're trying to be more productive. We're not trying to reduce or exclude the human side. I think human side in the marketing is very, very important. That needs to be always the key core part of the marketing. But the AI is there to support our marketing team to be more productive, to get more things done. And that's where we're using the AI for, especially for visual content, and of course the system, our day-to-day job activities, how to be productive.
No, I agree with you. I think from content background, definitely the AI can be used, but with the video and the image, 100%, and with more of the from the marketing, it's very nuanced, isn't it? It needs a human to actually see if that's going to resonate with a human. But I feel like AI, where it has the biggest impact is taking away the time that you spend on even writing content, having something to be able to bounce off and use as to ideate, iterate, and things like that. And also when it comes to doing the things that take a lot of time, there's no creativity to it, like list building, like any sort of workflow, anything that you do multiple times over and over again, if it can be automated, then you can use that time for more strategic time, creative time, and things like that. Also, I think it's really good when you have a lot of data. Like you mentioned, you're doing outreach, to people, for clients B2B, and you'll have a lot of data of what's worked before, So being able to take that data and you run it in through an automation to then be able to see what's worked better in this industry, what's worked better in that industry, to help you, create campaigns and things like that. So I feel like companies with a lot of data are winning in the sense, because that's like gold dust to AI.
100%. Yeah, look. I think again, when I said earlier, we want to be the legion and the conversion-led agency. The tracking is really important. Data is very, very important for us. And again, this is where number of AI tools and other tracking tools that we use to give us the right insight. And I think this is where our data-driven marketing is more efficient. It helps us to reach the right people and bring us the right number of leads and values and grow sales for our clients. So this is where and of course, as I said, we kind of using the AI to create the outreach system, not just for us, but also for our clients, to help them to find the leads and then to grow them sales. So 100% tracking, getting the data-driven marketing, and the high content, visual content, is the area where we're using AI to, yeah, and it's working really well.
Now, so what is working well, Q, and where do you feel slight friction inside the business?
I think the look apart from the AI, I think one thing we really like and that is working really well. That our clients we educate the clients. So for example, we educate the client they should be these data driven. So they should be only looking at the sales figure. They should not be looking at anything else like lots of long report. For example, in the past we used to create really long reports for our clients. And now what we do, we send them one slide report. We tell them how much sales you got, how many leads you got, and I think that works really well. That saves a lot of time. And the other thing is the system that we created. I think it works really well. And also I think one of the things that we focus on that works really well, that creates kind of sustainable growth, is we focus a lot more in our client retention than going aggressively and finding new clients. We focus on building relationship with our clients, and I think that works really, really well because these clients are happy. They stay with us 10 years and longer, and they refer business to us, and I think that's create kind of the sustainable growth for us, and that works really quite well.
So where are you feeling any sort of friction at all within the business?
Yeah, I think the friction is this the constant changing things within the search, within the AI technologies, all of these things, yeah, become challenging sometimes that your team needs to be on top of that. And sometimes clients come to you and then they tell you, hey, I need to use this one, and you need to make sure you already know all of those areas, those technologies. So keeping up on top of these technologies definitely is a challenge these days. And also I think the yeah, that is also, I would say that's our really kind of challenge that you want to keep everyone, you want to keep on pushing the whole team to keep on learning and developing themselves into these areas. And that's something we focus on. Or
No.
it's always challenging.
Yeah, no, I think every sort of business is feeling that because there's so many new tools out there, so many different. But the thing is, every time there's a new tool or 10 new tools, there's also more than 10 different ways to even use them. Do you know what I mean? Like different workflows that you can put them in, and different ways you can iterate them into different workflows, so they can, some will go left, some will go right, some will be good at this, and they can be used in so many different ways. So I feel like we're in the time that we're in now, it is everybody's kind of feeling the same sort of thing, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed by, as you can see it, like at the moment of we're recording, everybody's sort of talking about Claude, being the best thing. Everybody needs to be on Claude, and it's like probably not best. Like I like Claude, of course I do. Do you know what I mean? I like ChatGPT as well, and Gemini, but I feel like it can be quite overwhelming, especially when you read LinkedIn and things like that. You think, I need to put everything through Claude because Claude's the new best thing. And I'm not just saying this about Claude. The next one could be something else. Do you know what I mean? Another tool, and it's like, oh, this is the thing. I feel like having having a relationship with all these different things, and also not being all eggs in one basket, because I feel like having it in multiple different things and realizing that actually these tools before, like N8N, for example, Make, Zapier, these type of things, the automation platforms that use the LLMs, I seen a post saying about Claude, you can do all this automation now, and it's like, would you really want Claude to be doing all of your business, like every single thing in your business? Because if that goes down for one day, your whole business goes down for one day. So we're in that time of being like, FOMO a little bit, and everybody, and being overwhelmed by that. So I feel like a lot of people can definitely resonate with your answer there.
100%, yeah.
So Q, where do you want to be in terms of business in the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, I think the plan is that we right now we got clients coming from the B2C and B2B, but what we like to focus, and we'll be focusing on next 12 to 18 months, focus on more B2B and become more a B2B marketing agency. That is really the key part for us to go into that direction, and of course improve ourselves more with the conversion side and the data marketing. This is where we'll be focusing more to grow. And of course, the third area which every agency has to do these days is to grow into the AI marketing. For example, I heard for example, Starbucks they're including ChatGPT to order coffee. So you, for example, don't have to tell which coffee you want. You just need to tell how you're feeling, and they will bring you the right coffee or the drink to you. So I think that lots of companies going to include these kind of things, and then the behavior and how people searching this going to change. So that's why I think the AI marketing is going to be really, really important, and that's why we will be focusing to grow into these areas.
Mm-hmm. And with the AI marketing, how are you gonna sort of enter that more? And I suppose that comes from a place of, I know I speak to some people where they're like wanting to come up more in, the LLM's suggestions and things like that. Is there anything that has to change sort of strategically for you to be able to do that?
100%. I think when it comes to the search AI, as I said before, the key things will never change. So AI search, as an example, the content is really important, but the only thing has changed. The way you should be creating the content for AI is now different than you used to do that. Now you need to create the FAQ, you need to create the content that is answering question that is aligned with how people search with the voice search, with the AI search. So you need to start aligning your content with that. So this is what we're working on with our clients and their content to change things. That would help you. But of course, there's AI marketing that's included in social media, that is included in LinkedIn outreach. So we've been including the outreach AI part. We'll be reaching within the social media, within the AI search. So this is where we're building the expertise, and we build enough expertise already to help our clients to grow into this area.
Mm-hmm. Do you think people will embrace AI more on social media than they are currently? Because you see a lot of things on social media. I think they will, because it's inevitable that, but I see a lot of people kind of like, oh, AI wrote that, or that video is AI, that type of thing. Do you think as time goes on, people will just kind of go numb to that and be like, and just accept the fate that, this is probably going to be, what it's going to be like on social media platforms, whether that's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all these types of platforms? Do you think there will be a higher rate of acceptance of it?
I think the way I see that, there's two parts. One thing I see, this AI will going to make more impact on consumer, but it's going to make less impact on the customer side. So when it comes to I think eventually what would happen, especially in the consumer side, the AI would become kind of part of the lifestyle, that you won't be even thinking about AI anymore, because it becomes so naturally embedded within your lifestyle, within your day-to-day activities, that you won't consider, I'm doing AI, this is just become a natural. I think this is where it's going to fade into that this become your lifestyle. But it's definitely going to make a huge impact on how you do things. I'm referring to the consumer side, how they search, how they behave, how they react, how they buy and sell things. It will definitely make a huge impact. And customer side, not that much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Q. So my last question is, if you could wave a magic wand and fix one thing in your business, what would it be and why?
Yeah, I think if I fix one thing, what would that be? It's a good question. I think in terms of the, I would definitely say, because sometimes as an agency you struggle with the resources. So I think one thing I would definitely do, add more resources in certain areas. I think maybe at the moment we got a lot more clients than the workload. I think we definitely need resources. So this is one thing potentially I would fix at the moment. This is where I'm working on adding more resources. And of course, investing in more technology, especially in referring to the tracking technologies. This is where I definitely need to invest more. That's one thing I would definitely like to fix ASAP. And again, we're working on it. So that's definitely pick up one thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Q. I've loved the episode. Where can my viewers and listeners sort of reach out to you if they're wanting to work with you or to collaborate with you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can always reach me on my LinkedIn. If you search in Qamar Raman, I think you potentially will see me on the #1 listing. But you can email me. It's Qamar at Q as a letter, q-online.co.uk. You can also go to our website, q-online.co.uk, and you can learn more about us and Dandin Agency.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Q.
Thank you, mate.